All right, guys, I'm taking tea this morning and I'm actually meaning to do a first political reaction of the day. However, my background is not so good. I'm doing this from the bedroom because the sitting room lights have a problem. So, good morning. I hope you're fine. Currently, it is 7 a.m. in Kenya. And I'm happy to come to you with two important videos. And guys, keep supporting me. Young people need support. I'm not that young, but I'm young. If you know, you know. All right. So, guys, how are you? I hope you had a nice sleep. Others are starting the evening. You may have also a good evening. This is Prissy for you on Live Saga TV. Of course, there is a lot of saga going out there. One of the sagas we have really talked about for the longest time possible, it is failure to pay Kioko, a young man who runs businesses here and there and hustles every day on the streets. So the government of Machakos had neglected, or rather ignored, paying him his money after he used the sister's company to supply stuff to Machakos County. This guy has battled. Life has not been easy for him. And of course, the sister was unwell. I think they took advantage of that and they decided not to help. Unfortunately, this is current government that says that it supports the young people. Now, the government of Machakos is not being run by UDA member. It is being run by Wavinya Ndeti, a very vocal leader who is in Wiper Party. There is a time this guy even approached Kalonzo Musyoka, and Kalonzo Musyoka as a presidential candidate. What exactly did you do? I want somebody to come out and drop a comment on that, because I followed closely this case last year, and again, it woke up this year and continued. But it was unfortunate. I kept sympathizing for this guy because I am one of the people who hustles through small businesses. And sometimes when people delay paying you, it is very hectic. It in fact eats into your finances, because you can imagine you have taken a loan maybe. You are expected to pay and then somebody doesn't pay you. It really costs you a lot because the banks will not understand. And at the same time, once you receive this money, it won't be very useful to you. Okay? So Wavinya Ndeti, what you did to this guy was not very good. I understand so many people, even within the county government, supply goods in the names of some proxy companies. They supply goods in the names of friends, and they are paid. So it's unfortunate. It seems that friends, companies, relatives, companies get paid. But if you are just a nobody, or people tend to see you as a political threat, they'll not pay you. So one thing that really stalled Sami Kioko's payment was the fact that Wavinya Ndeti and the entire county government believed he was being used by political enemies to actually demand his pay. And of course, they came out even to say that he was cheating. He had not supplied anything. They said they don't know him. They don't know any company related to him. However, they understood quite well what exactly he was demanding. So now, finally, there's a pressure that has been pressed on Machakos, and how I wish this pressure should work out, because this guy has suffered. What has he not suffered? He came out on Oga Obina's show. For those of us who watched him, he said clearly how he has struggled through to get even the cash to finance whatever Machakos County needed. But Machakos County started playing tricks on him and even defaming him, indicating he was a con and calling him all sorts of names. But Sami Kioko, one thing that I liked about him, he was very resilient. He decided that it was yes and yes. He was supposed to be paid and he was supposed to be paid. Now, there is this that has just come out. Let's see this. Annabelle, unafaa kuwa umeenda.
And a very classic example is of one young
na ukumbuke kuchukua hivyo vitu umesema na ulete jioni.
Who supplied uniforms, which we have seen on several occasions our governor donning on them for inspectorate. And whenever Kioko comes out to demand for payment, the governor has a tendency of releasing bloggers and people trying to tarnish the young man. We have seen you trying to highlight the benefits and the your ambitions to support young people. If you are running MYS to empower young people, and after they are qualified, once you give them work, you end up tormenting them, branding them names. We want to demand that Governor of Machakos addresses the issue of Sami Kioko and the lady so that we can see a stop to what is happening. Tumbania and won the Alamasaku light single Masaku na mataiwa na wandi wapingwa project so na muziki on then a content creators chonde na tulimatongo weza na tuweza timu stalin wambe kuhakikisha kana Kioko ni waibu panapa pikia Kioko kuile musumbe tawa supply uniform kwa national government ni makosa maneno mno yitangabana na yuta yu munde uende na graduate mayuthi ma MYS na we are no empower youth we empower mayuthi member either alama za light no mombe ungabana wabine yukindu keba na kibiki yutu yokusoba ibasa mikiol kona taunenga notice ya 7 days mithenya monza yage la kutaivite Kioko wabina twetele kukwaku ibasi kale on dela account ya Masako ndoto na kuiba unyembeza siwo ndila umbadike kusyo nde kuiba la kuiba tuka kuna ma contractors na suppliers ila ngisi onde na ndola mathukumia Masako mombiwe tuhakikisha na Sami Kioko na swa ngonde ni maiwa chambe kiwe kweka governor wabina ni kindu kithuku muno nondo Kioko no kijana no mundu young na ithite ndakuia nola ni nonie CEO witu bwana Munyambo ekuya baya ndalunja Kioko kamya beteba endaba nalilika nola muthino na mugwa mubuto na nasi no nginya tunga mitando na twine na tando nikana uma.
All right, guys, you may not understand that language. Clearly, they are complaining about failure to pay Sami Kioko, a young person who supplied uniforms to the to the county government. And the uniforms were used, but the money has never been paid. And we have been seeing the kick and push, pull and push game going on for a very long time. Now we hope that as this pressure gets to increase, something is going to happen. That's exactly our hope, because it's just too much, you know. How can you be preaching water and taking wine? This is one thing that I don't understand with our leaders, guys. And Wavinya Ndeti is one of the people that really tries to say that she is there to change the statistics. Women, don't let us down. You know, I was looking at the other statistics on Kihika Susan, and as much as she keeps complaining that Gachagua attacks her, she's not doing the leadership in the right way. When you are married, marriage is different from your political ambition or your job. So how can you make your husband run your affairs in the other part where you are serving citizens? It's unfortunate. So Susan Kihiga has just come out as one of the person who complains a lot about what people say about her. But she doesn't really think about what she's doing. Remember the time she disappeared from the limelight and nobody knew where exactly she was. Then coming out, she kept saying that she went to deliver her twins abroad because she wouldn't imagine that the doctors whom she has hired sees her in the same phone. And I heard this statement from somebody recently and I was like, seriously? Do you mean when you hire somebody, you don't expect them to treat you? It's unfortunate anyway, our ideology in this country. But now let's get to see. On the other side, we have our president who has been caught unawares. Now, the opposition has been accused of lacking a manifesto, lacking agenda for the Kenyans, lacking a vision for the Kenyans. But now, yesterday, Gachagua came out to reveal that when you look at Nyota, it is a thing that has been seen in many other countries. He also said that this has been observed, but no president has gone around moving from county to county. Currently, of course, the president is going to Northeastern. If you don't know, this week he will be Northeastern supplying Nyota money. Now this money, remember, it's only going to the youth, not the mothers, not the teachers, not the whatever. Yeah, some people have salaries, but that is not enough. The life they are living is a struggle. We have also other people who are older and they are in businesses. How do they survive? Because Nyota is not money for all people. It is for the youth. People at a specific age, you apply using a phone and you get that money. Now, remember, those are loans. The reality will come out very soon. And of course, I don't reject the aspect of funds, of loans. But we hope that they are going to help people as they go abroad and whatever. But the abroad that they are talking about, Many people are still coming back in caskets. The safety aspect of Kenyans in the Arabic countries has not been assured. So why is this happening? Why is Kenya such a unique nation that they don't really have to care about the safety of the workers who are going to these countries as Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and so many different places? Yeah? Yeah, so good morning, Moving Wheels. I'm so happy. I'm hoping that indeed this guy will be paid, you know. I've been watching him throughout, reacting even towards his videos. There is a time even Oga Obina was frustrated just because of him. But I hope that his fight is going to make it. And I hope they are also going to compensate because this guy has spent a lot of money. It's not easy if you're going around chasing your money and you are chasing against bigger people. You lose a lot before you even get what you... I sell books, and sometimes there are schools which delay with my money, and they make me spend a lot of money before I am really getting back what I am supposed to. And at the end of the day, you find you're spending so much, maybe on transport, on calls, and what have you. But anyway, we hope that case will rest and the guy will get at least to have a relief, because they have suffered. With the sister who is sick, I've watched them go through a turmoil. But anyway, Kenya as our country, our president should actually do better. Why is he on a campaigning spree when you look at Northeastern itself, Marsabit from November? People have been starving, literally starving, no food at all. This is something that a government should be taking care of. Why is he just now moving around with Nyota? I remember the time, Rachel, when we had that, we call it what? There was a kind of disaster that arose in Uasin Gishu. It was unfortunate. We saw Rachel just going with a few mattresses, few blankets, and there was a whole... Imagine using a jet. Using a jet to go see people, and what you live with them is not even a pint of what equals to how much you've spent to go see them. What about if you just send the money? That money you would have used to travel there. What about if you just send that money and those people are taken care of, and then you demand that maybe videos on accountability are sent to you? So it was unfortunate when I saw that thing. And when a drought began to eat into our country since last year, by the way, it's not just this year. There are areas in this country, including even coast, especially the Taita Taveta parts, they don't receive enough rains. You go to places like Lodwar, also and Turkana, then Marsabit and the northern front, people are starving. Since last year, we have been seeing reports of girls being married off to old people so that they can survive. Our president has not addressed this. Now, yesterday, Gachagua actually had to shame the government, and as far as he may be using that as a campaign tool, I think that was a very correct move he did. And of course, we know the government and its people like Oscar Sudi will be coming out to say that Gachagua just was a mistake of a deputy, a deputy, in the house. But then, I don't think it's such a mistake. To some point, he's keeping this government sane, because we used to rely on ODM. But ODM ditched us. It's even saying it's not part of the Azimio. But we have fracas again in ODM. So we are not even sure whether they are fighting for the government, whether they are fighting for the people, or fighting for themselves. That is the irony of it. So let's just look at what the press release that Gachagua gave yesterday. Partly, we may not look through the entire.
Where we even have budgeted corruption, and where corruption has been institutionalized, and people don't find anything wrong. Again, William Ruto has really encouraged people to practice corruption. He is bribing people in the loans of State House openly when everybody can see. He calls people and gives them bribes. So once the president has shown that bribery is a way of life, the senators have learned from him, because he also started by bribing them. So when he is not available to bribe them, they have to be bribed by somebody else. And so bribery has become a normal way of life in this country, and it has been perfected by William Ruto. He is shamelessly with his deputy going around in the country with sacks of money stolen from institutions like Kenyatta National Hospital to bribe people for election. And therefore the senators, the MPs, the police, the administrators, everybody is learning from the best. William Ruto is the one who has perfected bribery as a way of life. And therefore everybody has learned from him. And that is the country now that we have. And that is why we're preparing for the next election to correct this situation. The supply.
All right, if I may comment on this, guys. By the way, where do people get these monies they supply around? And they're very keen. They go to areas they know they'll be supported and keep giving. Keep encouraging people to actually do what they have to do. They keep telling people, vote us in. Do you want development? It's like a bribe, like somebody, when you're going to fish, you have to have a bait. A bait is necessary when you're going to fish. Without a bait, you'll not catch any fish. So the government is actually acting like a fisherman, trying so much to have a bait whenever they go to areas they think they have to crack. And one of the baits is this Nyota money. Nyota money can actually reach the people who want it without necessarily getting to be physical. The president can instruct that money to be sent to the M-Pesas without necessarily having meetings. But ask yourself why this is happening. It is happening as a campaign strategy. A strategy where he can now call people and take videos and talk to them and, lure them into believing that money is his money. You get it? Remember, it's a loan. They have to pay. But he has to make them believe without him, they wouldn't get it. When he goes to places, of course, his speech continuously talks about what developments is done in the country. And then he posts more promises. You see that bait? A very big bait. And unless Kenyans are going to be wise and see the current situation which we are experiencing, they'll automatically vote Ruto in. I'm telling you. They'll automatically vote him in and they'll then complain after. That is what that means for us. Unfortunate bit is. But anyway, let's look at the other bit where Gachagua was talking about the current disaster in Northeastern.
End sanitation project at a cost of 3.1 billion to benefit households with improved clean water and sewage systems. Again, this is a white elephant. On February 5, 2025 in Wajir town at Orahe grounds, he promised that his government would connect 20,000 households in Wajir to electricity and expand rural electrification, including schools and mosques, at a cost of 3.6 billion Kenya shilling. To date, not a single home of the 20,000 households has been connected. William Ruto, as you head to Wajir for more lives, you will have to tell the people of Wajir why you lied to them on this particular date. On ending marginalization with equal development, he promised to ensure equitable development for Wajir and the broader northeastern region, eliminating discriminatory policies and promoting economic growth. Unfortunately, he is working with unsanitizing leaders of the north who loot public resources for their benefit to build malls and flats in Nairobi, in Dubai, and in Cape Town. He further promised to launch and support local projects in Wajir, including sites like Tabaj Teachers Training College, livestock vaccination drives, county assembly facilities, industrial parks, housing projects, hospital facilities, and more. Zero progress. On 31st of February 2024,
Guys, it's morning. I'm supposed to go to work. That's why I just take your 20 minutes just to do something on Live Saga TV. And I keep urging you to subscribe and share and also like the videos. There are so many, so many sagas out there. And I'm liking it that people are coming out to talk about it. Talk about Sifuna, talk about Gachagua and any other person. When they speak like this, Kenyans understand what's happening. Because somebody can actually be stealing from you at the same time telling you they are doing more for you. And unless somebody who knows about it comes and tells you, you will never be aware. So you'll be fooled into worshipping this person only to be put in your grave, If you know, you know. So, guys, There are people who are dying out there. And I also now wish that the opposition should move an inch higher, because these people have gone also to abroad. We've seen Gachagua going abroad. We've seen Kalonzo going abroad. And from rumors, I don't know whether they are true, they have collected enough money from out there. So they should also do something, apart from addressing and making us aware. If they start some initiatives to help these people, we will indeed know that they are worth leaders. Annabelle, chukua ufunguo. Okay, good day. Yeah, so we will automatically know that these are worth leaders. Whether it is Sifuna, Babu, that group, whether it is the opposition, the United, they have a lot of muscles. Those people can collect each 1 million and go save the nation. They can go save the Northeastern people. So let them also speak and act. We don't want just to have a case where they are speaking and blaming, but they are not doing. Don't wait until we put you in government, guys. You can do it even now. The little acts will be worth, you know. At least they should find how they can reach the people who are suffering and help. And we will really appreciate. What I know, this united opposition, which includes Matiang is somebody with money. Kalonzo is somebody with money. When you look at Gachagua, he has money. Natembe has been a governor and he has been serving the government for a longest time possible as in the police. He has money. And anyone else, you can't go into politics without money. So you guys, use the little resources you have to also show that act. Go and serve these people who are really having problems of food. And from your small act, we will see indeed that you can do it. Because briefs only are not enough. So guys, thank you so much for watching this. Unfortunately, in the morning, I just have to do 20 minutes or 30, then rush to work. We may meet later in the evening if I get time, but you can also watch me on Edutainment for Us. A lot of videos I've posted, and also on this channel, watch so many other videos I've posted earlier. Because politics is something we can't avoid. As much as we say it's not for us, it is. It is part of us. It is what makes us. It is what destroys us every day, every moment. So bye-bye for now. Adios. Let's meet later.